What's the next organized album?
The next yeah, that's a good question.
There you go.
6-word answer. Who knows what the future holds? I don't know. I spoke to Prince today though. He's good. Any other questions?
How are you picking out your beats for these albums now? At this point.
The last one, I was taking beats from everywhere, just listening. But then when I got, real deep into it, I wanted to keep it consistent. And it was around the time that I was in Detroit a lot, and I was working with Mr. Porter, and he put me on the Black Milk, and we just pretty much finished it out from there.
And where do you feel you are lyrically compared to your previous work right now, 2007?
Right now, it's a beautiful place because there's a whole lot of room to grow. I feel like I just got done with halftime, and it's like early in the third quarter for me, lyrically, actually.
And who do you think is on your level right now?
No one now.
Sean Price, you feeling Sean Price?
Oh, that's the illest shit out. Both albums, Jesus Price and the one before that. Yeah, crazy.
What about now radio, daytime radio? How do you feel about the music coming from other areas, West Coast, down south?
The best hip hop is on daytime radio. I mean, you already know what it is, man.
It's hip-hop dead.
Radio.
As far as like the dance and booty music.
Is hip hop dead?
Because when KRS-One did the boom bap, now if you had to reflect and use retrospect to go backwards and come forward, did he like touch on something that makes more sense now than back in the day? Because rap right now, you can't even be in New York and get a hit out.
You just answered your own question.
I know we can sit here and debate this all day.
I mean, you just answered your own question.
I want to hear it out of your mouth.
It's not dead. It changed really hard with, the net and how people buy their records. That's why I'm actually overwhelmed. Like, my shit is like shaking right now because, to see people actually purchasing CDs is crazy, and to have people in the stores is crazy, in today's day and age when you can just download the shit. But I personally tried to make an album that you want to buy and listen to, at your convenience, instead of like a ringtone record. It's just so easy to do that shit to me. So if I was a hip hop fan, like I could appreciate, records like Monkey Bars and Jesus Price. And I mean, y'all know the difference. Y'all wouldn't be here if y'all didn't know the difference, you know what I mean?
What do you think about the mixtape thing right
now? I mean, even that has diminished over the past 5 years, since it was something that people was really putting their heart into. Then it became something that you're doing for fucking publicity or whatever. Like, you look at the early 50 Cent mixtapes, man. I mean, that was some of the illest shit, you know what I'm saying? And people seeing you could come up off of that, and everybody was just like trying to throw some fucking songs on the mixtape and, whatever. So,
what's your advice for shorties coming up in the game?
It's actually like a real good time for new artists because hip hop is so bullshit that we're thirsty for the next shit. I just think you gotta study what to do as well as what not to do, and how to sound as well as how not to sound. And because it's so redundant, it's just such an open space for somebody to come through from anywhere, any walk of life, and have people be like, have you heard this kid from Long Island with the ill voice who talks about, some graveyard shit or whatever the hell he's rhyming about, and have people take note, because it's just really redundant right now. Everybody's rhyming about the same thing the same way. So just don't do that.
Do you feel like Simon Says got you the recognition that you always deserve? So many true hip hop are always giving time for Pharoahe Monch. But do you feel like that record brought you to the masses and put you in the light that you always deserve?
I mean, that record is a blessing in itself, and thank God for that record. So, I mean, it's like Trojan horse, you know what I'm saying? Like, that got me indoors and, you know, behind closed doors, no pun intended, to see shit that I wouldn't have normally seen and learn how to combat in the industry that way. And, you know, that's what was great about that record. Like, you know, I was up at radio stations really seeing the politics and the bullshit, what goes on that level, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you make your decisions from there, which direction you want to take your career in. And like I said before, as far as making like those type of records and ringtone records, which is a part of me, you know, not the ringtone records, but it just becomes so, you know, it was cool for a minute, and now, you know, that's not working for those cats who do those type of songs anymore. So you just got to keep evolving. And, you know, Simon Says was a big record for me, and it was a good record for me.
And what was the legal issues with that album? Was there a sample or the album got pulled off the shelves or something happened, right?
Right. You know, I'm into the record, and you know, I'm working on the album. I tell these dudes, Joe, I could give you like 3 songs that's comparable to like what's popping right now, because there's nothing like I'm saying right now. Like, it's just really, you know, you gotta kind of compete against yourself, because like, you know, no disrespect to myself, people are like, yo, this record is so dope, it's the best record of the year, and I'm just like, what are you comparing it to? It's just so bullshit right now that you have to like battle yourself and find inspiration in like real deep underground hip hop music or old school underground music, or just go back to G-rap and whatever to try and find that type of inspiration. But we were big Monster movie fans, and he was like, yo, I went to the store and I found this shit and I need you to check it out. And I'm listening to the shit and I hear, I'm like, oh shit. And I run back to the crib, throw it in the MP, chop up that little 4-bar loop, put some drums on it. I'm like, this shit is crazy. Like, before I even rhymed on it, I'm like, all you gotta do is like not fuck this song up. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, but let it be from your heart, you know, and shit. And I'm like, stand the hell up. No, that's not it. Sit the hell down. No, that's not it.
Get the fuck
Just
up.
running through shit to say, because I know it's got to be from the heart. And, you know, came across the chorus and, you know, whatever. So I take it to the label and we play it. And everybody up at the office is like, oh my God, we need to take this shit to the radio now. So I'm like, okay, let me give you the sample clearances and all of that. And basically it was like, you know, Raucous was Raucous at the time. They were very independent. They would put like 4 singles out a month. And they were basically like, you know, whatever, they come after us, they come after us. Was the attitude. And nobody knew at the time that song was gonna, yeah. So basically, the movie was in Charlie's Angels, and somebody was telling me it played in Japan, and all the people stood up when the song played, and I got served papers, and they snatched the record off the shelves, and that's the story of that.